Hello everybody, my name is Anthem, and welcome to a Let's Play of Hearts of Iron 4. This will be going up at like midnight on June 2nd, so actually about 4 hours after I record this video, hopefully. But I had a straw poll basically deciding who should I play as in this game. And it actually was a coin flip between the Soviet Union and Germany. Both got the exact same number of votes. So heads or tails. I think Germany was heads, flipped it, landed on heads, so I'm going to be playing as Germany. So we're going to hit single player. This is I can actually before we start, I will just show you my I'm assuming I can load and it'll kind of show this menu. I'll show you basically my test game, right? I just started in the 1939 start date. So this is basically how far as I got. This was basically my first time playing it. I did have an observe game. Let's see if we can actually look at that. Because as soon as I got the game as a, as soon as I got the game from Paradox, I just ran an observation game just to see how the game would play out without the historical AI focuses. So I think maybe there's like Pete's conference stuff going on. Yeah, let's go to like 1947. We can kind of see where that all ended up. Yeah, so this is basically how my test game worked out. The Soviets, the Axis, and the Allies were all at war with each other, so the United Kingdom, there was this side with the Allies, Germany and all their allies were in the middle, and then the Soviet Union on the other side. So basically the Soviets were coming in from this way, the Allies were coming in this way, Germany was killed, and then they just kind of kept marching into Russia. It's a kind of a big mess, but that's fine. But either way, we'll go change scenario, go to the actual, we're going to go in the 1936 start date. We'll load that one up. And yeah, we are going to be playing as Germany, so I'm not going to have historical AI focus on. Basically what all this does is, if you have this checked off, then, the game will progress how it did historically. The AI will take the same decisions it did in real life. But that's kind of boring. I want to see what happens. Maybe France will join the communist, or, maybe the United States will join us. It's different, so we're going to be doing this. I did pick Germany, right? Or was I selected on the United Kingdom? Did I screw that up completely? I think I did not select Germany. I think I selected the UK. We're going to have to go back and reload that, aren't we? Okay. Well, I'll just cut this out from now. So here we are. We got Germany. So I haven't played too much. Again, like I played in the 1939 scenario, played for about 2 years. So we are, first things first, we're going to kind of go through everything. I don't know, I haven't actually watched, like with Stellaris, I didn't watch a lot of the dev diaries or anything like that, so it's all kind of new to me. We're going to select a handful of researches. So let's see, we have support weapons, infantry defense, I mean, that sounds good. Got some special forces here. This is basically the year in which, this is 1918 research. Why do we not have this? Yes, research this. But you can see we're 1936, so basically we can only research things, well, okay, that's not true. We should only research things that are here. We can go further ahead, but we will have negative penalties for doing so. You can see there are 507 days because we're 2 years ahead of time. It's a 400% penalty for trying to research that. We got some support battalions. What do we want to research now? We have, what, 5 research slots? No, we have 4. Okay. So let's see, we have a maintenance company. Well, I think we might, let's go with like some tanks. Tanks are awesome, but we actually have nothing. I mean, can we research stuff here? Yeah, it doesn't. That looks like it's anti-air. Well, what tanks do we even have? I'm not even too sure. Let's get some anti-tank artillery. We got some land doctrines. You can see we already started off with this one because we're Germany, and we're not able to do the other ones. Sadly. I don't know if we can, like, research. Okay, I think we can actually research it or cancel this one out, but there's really no reason to do that. Is there a penalty here? No. Base cost 3 is it'll be about a year. For more organization? I mean, that doesn't sound too bad. We'll get that. And then we should also want to upgrade. Should we get heavy fighters? Or should we get some upgrades? I don't really know what it does. But I think we're just going to get heavy fighters, because heavy fighters sounds cool. So most of these are going to take about half a year to finish, which kind of sucks, but that's fine. We'll deal with our factories in a second. No national focuses. So here is what we can figure, this is what we can decide what we want to do. We can basically, you see there's a lot of cool things we can do. We can, here's basically the historic tree, Danzig or war, we go to war with France and all that. But there's some other stuff here. Where is anti-communist? Like if you go down this tree, you can actually ally with the Soviets. Puppet Turkey, you got some other choices here. There's some more choices if we look at, say, France. You can see here, they can like join the Comintern, join Germany. They can do some other cool stuff as well, but you know, we're not France, so our choices as Germany are a little bit more limited because we start off as a fascist in, you know, the head of the Axis. But we're going to do the Rhineland because that just makes sense. Let us remilitarize this area. Because right now, this area that is glowing, we can't march troops into there because it's demilitarized. Insufficient resources. We don't have enough oil, we don't have enough rubber, but that's fine for now. We have nobody in training, so we'll train true infantry divisions. We'll train the Panzer Division and an SS Division. We can also design our own templates if we want to, but that does require experience points, which is right here. We don't have any army experience because we haven't been at war or anything like that yet. So we'll just build the basic things that they already have set up. So let's see, we have 40, or not 40. We have 40, well, we have 40 total. We have 20 empty slots. So what we're going to do, we're going to build a lot of infantry equipment, because I always think having infantry, I think infantry should be like the backbone of our army. Right now we're getting light tanks, light Panzer IIs. So how about we build a handful more Panzer IIs? And then with 12 left to go, and let's build a handful more planes, because planes are always good. We're only building one of these a month, so... Actually, these are tactical bombers. Well, I think we want some fighters. And then we're going to get some more support equipment, build some more artillery, build more motorized vehicles. And then, what do we have 2 more. Yeah, let's just put that into support equipment as well. And then we have 1 naval dock that we're not using. So let's build more subs. I feel like subs are really good. So we're going to get those. We have some free civilian factories as well, which I'm pretty sure we used to build these. So let's see, we have some infrastructure upgrades, military factories. So let's build like 2 military factories. And you can see that filled up all of that. And then we have insufficient resources. Can't really do anything about that at the moment, sadly. So we got all our troops, logistics, prudent deploy these guys. I mean, we're not going to set a location quite yet. I mean, we could actually just probably set it in Brandenburg, and that is fine. And all our resources and everything are going fantastically. Got some trade. I haven't actually really even looked at the trade screen. We're just going to kind of ignore it because it's more trouble than it's worth, I think, at the moment. So yeah, we have some guys over here in Prussia, and what we can do, the interesting thing is the army, what we can use them to create some special troops. So we can go with these 4, for example. We can get a new general, and we can, you know, establish a front line here. We can assign these guys to the front line, and then they will eventually go over here and defend it. We'll also set up another front line here, and we're going to assign, not these guys, because they're assigned over there. We'll assign these guys to that front. And then we can also have to assign a leader. So some guys have a capacity. See, these guys can only have 24 brigades per army. But these guys up here, they have no limit. So we'll assign them there. So, and then we're going to have just 1 infantry. I mean, it doesn't really make... you can know. We're just going to have 1 guy over here. He's going to be his own army. He'll have, you know, a weak general that's not very good. Just so we have some troops on the border with Denmark. And then these 3 guys, we're going to create a new army. The front line, we're going to have from here down to... I mean, it can't even be there, can it? We can only have it right there, so yeah, they go there. Create another front line, basically with France, because that's really all they can do. These guys go on that border, these guys are on this border, and we will assign somebody who's at least somewhat decent to do that. See, he's a capacity number, but that's fine. We don't have enough troops to be at capacity. We also have some boats. I don't really know how to do naval combat that well, so we'll just kind of ignore that at the moment. I mean, can we have them do anything? We have our submarines. There's no commander. We'll assign an admiral. Current mission will be deactivated. Let's go on a convoy raiding in the English Channel. No, I want a convoy raid in the English Channel. Don't select that guy. So they're going to be convoy raiding. We're not at war with anybody, so they're not actually going to be doing anything. But just, you know, just in case. We have some guys over here, which we're going to kind of ignore. We have another submarine, and we're going to have him convoy raid in the Baltic Sea. And we will just probably assign some other admiral. There we go. And I think, is that all of our boats? I think so. And actually, what should we do? We should be building more guys as well. How do I build planes? I'm not even too sure. Construction, naval base, land fort, coastal fort. Turn things into military factories. We're not going to do that. Yeah, I don't actually know how to build planes. I'm assuming, do I have to go to like an airport? Create new air wing. Deselect all. Assign all. Now, how do I actually build them? That's a good question that I probably should have looked up earlier. We're going to turn off the night and day modifiers right now. I don't really like them that much. Active. I mean, where are our planes? We have 2 planes here. They're fine where they are. We have some guys over here in northern Berlin. Deselect all. I mean, there's a wiki over here. I don't know. I'm assuming that just goes to an actual Wikipedia page. So we're not going to do that. Yeah, how do I... Active, 0 in strategic area. So, yeah, so these are all our planes, all of our troops. But I don't know how to actually build more planes. And having more planes, I could, you know, would probably be beneficial. Create a new fleet. Subject to transfer. No, I want to... Is it here in production? I mean, yeah, we're building them here. Create variant. Nah, I think we don't need to create any variants. Maybe they just get stored somewhere in reserves as soon as they're built. That would kind of make sense, as we just kind of deploy them there, because they're just always constantly being built. So there we go. So these guys need to have at least 20% experience right now. At what are they currently at? 7.2. Well, actually, we'll just train more infantry. What are these guys? No, we don't change the symbol. That's just gonna make things more confusing. And then these are cavalry. But I've not a single clue. I mean, it's an infantry brigade because it's got the X, but then it's got like a black triangle underneath. Oh, they're mountaineers. Okay, well, fair enough. We don't need any mountaineers. I don't see a reason now we would need any, unless we're going to attack Austria or attack Switzerland, and we're not really planning on doing that right now. So let's see. And one of the main differences between Hearts of Iron and the other Paradox games, you can see here that it does go by hours instead of days. So even though it says it's going to take 70 days, that's a lot more than just 70 ticks. Basically, it's well, it's 70 times 24. But yeah, there we go. I mean, this does matter. If you go to, you know, the night mode, you can see basically the sun passing through. We're just going to basically stay in our own territory. You see, there's a lot more French troops. How many brigades do we actually have? We look at our own country, details. We have 30 brigades. One of the cool things is that you can look at other countries. You can see that, you know, France, because we don't have a lot of intelligence on them. You can see they have somewhere between 56 and 125 brigades. The Soviet Union, they have somewhere between 73 and 205. We can't really beat any country in a straight up fight. Maybe the UK. UK is the only country that has maybe troops that we could win on a one-on-one land engagement. When it comes to naval engagements, we are screwed. We can't beat Britain. So right now, we can add some other things we have. We have national unity. We're also getting political power. When we get political power, we get 2 of that per day. We can use that to enact some other stuff here. And one of the things you can do is interesting is that you can get some democratic reformers, communist revolutionaries, and they will kind of drift your country towards those ideologies. It seems weird that this guy in, you know, Nazi Germany would even be alive. You'd probably be dead. But yeah, you got a handful. You got one for fascists as well. If you want to basically be, if you're like Portugal, you can use them to drift your own country towards one of the factions. What we want to do, there's also a handful of other fascist countries. Italy is fascist. Austria is very fascist. They're not part of I don't know exactly. This is like their government type. We can see that we're fascist. Italy is fascist. And they have a 76% ideology is fascist. We have a 60%, a little bit of communist, a little bit of democratic. But Austria, even though they have their government type isn't exactly fascist, they are very, very fascist. They have 50%. Hungary is fascist. Romania, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria. Romania and Bulgaria did join the Axis historically, so I'm assuming they're... Well, actually, we did choose non-historical, so they might not join us. But they could. Greece has a little bit of a fascist ideology. But you see, if you go to like France or United Kingdom, Canada, United States, they have very, very democratic. They have like no fascist, no socialist. So converting those countries to be other ideologies would definitely be more challenging. Like Portugal, because 90% of them is not aligned, switching between fascist, communist would be easier for them than, you know, these other countries that would have a hard time. France could join the communist if they chose a communist reformer. It wouldn't be impossible. Click to activate. No, you don't need to do anything. Basically just... Well, we can have them train, but we're not actually having any missions sorted up, so they're not really doing anything. We can set up, like, offensive lines and stuff. And, I mean, it wouldn't be the worst idea. Basically be like, yo, if we're at war with the Netherlands, go occupy all of the Netherlands. And the AI kind of sets it up to be somewhat balanced. So, yeah, so these guys are assigned to that front line. These guys... They're on the Magniot line. Magniot, I'm not 100% too sure how it's pronounced. But, you know, they're definitely not going to attack. We're never going to cross this border with France unless we know for certain that we can win. And right now, it's very, very unlikely. So we're just going to, you know, never attempt it. Right now, they're green. Basically, the only reason you want these guys, you can just, you know, have them deploy when they hit 20%. But if you have them, you know, in training for longer, obviously they will be more powerful. They will be better than enemy troops. Normally, later in the game, you would expect that you would deploy them at 20% just so you can have more and more troops when you know, your current brigades get killed off. Train new air wing. Okay, you can see, okay, so they do get put into reserves. And we can add them here, okay. We'll just kind of add all the planes into Poland, because there's a good chance we go to war with Poland. And one of the interesting things, if you do start in the 1939 start date, is that Poland will automatically join the Axis. They will do it day one, and it's kind of... It's interesting. I mean, when I played, I just had Poland join the Axis right away, because I thought, why go to war with Poland if we don't really need to? Yeah, we got, you know, at least a little bit of a defense attack line here against the Netherlands. But probably, it's going to be a while before we do that, because in order for us to actually get a CB against them, we have to go down this tree and then go to around the Maginot line. I mean, you could also just do a justified war goal on them if you want to, but I'm probably not going to do that. We're going to go war with France. That is inevitable. They will at some point be killed. I'm surprised it's only actually a -10. You think they would actually hate us a lot more than that. We got some free civilian factories, free military factories. So we built one factory. We will just use that. I think to build planes. Okay, so now there's a lack of resources. Okay, so we can't build more than this. Can we build more? Yeah, build more equipment though. So we'll do that. Free civilian factories because we built that. How about we build synthetic refinery? Okay, we should actually do that. We don't have enough oil, so we'll build a handful of that. A handful of them. Just so we get some more oil. Oil is obviously good. We want that. How many troops does Poland have? Poland has more troops than we do, so... I mean, that kind of makes sense. We are a demilitarized Germany at the moment, so... we definitely won't have the, you know, a great amount of troops. And I guess we'll just kind of set these guys to all be just trained in Brandenburg. I mean, you can deploy divisions later in other areas, because right now, if we had part of, you know, the Soviet Union occupied, I'm pretty sure you can just deploy them straight into the Soviet Union without having to deploy them in Berlin and walk them over, which is pretty convenient. And also, another mechanic I haven't really talked about is the world tension here. Basically, when this hits a certain number, I don't know when exactly, but that basically means countries can do more things. Like, the United States cannot align with a faction until this number hits 25%. Countries cannot guarantee other countries until this number hits, I think, like 10% or something like that. So we'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure it'll go up when we do the Rhineland. World tension, you can see they are increased by 2%. But I do think, you know, we're a month and a half into the game But this does seem like it's going to be a good time to at least end our first episode, so I hope you've all enjoyed, and will stick around to watch future episodes, you know, in the future. If you enjoyed, remember to leave a thumbs up. If you not enjoy, you can always, I guess, thumbs it down. Want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.